KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson and the Adayitano program. Harley-Davidson of Guam. Visit our new showroom now located on Route 8 in Mighty. IP&E Fueling Excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedito. Always open, always local.
Coming up on your primetime news, a controversial Facebook post from the newly appointed DepCorps Deputy Director is under fire. Plus, the latest from the NWS's Guam is now in condition of readiness 3. And also tonight, what is Black Friday costing your government? Half a day, everybody, and good evening. Well, as I said, it was a rather controversial second day on the job for the newly appointed Deputy Director of the local prison, as Eric Palacios talked to social media, calling out the senator who has oversight of that agency. Nick Delgado has our top story.
Ayade Tatlusi Talina, DOC Deputy Director Eric Palacios posting this Facebook message on his personal page, addressing his Oversight Chair Senator Talina Nelson. A portion of it in Chamorro, but translated it states, quote, "You and your sound bites, you better read the military general orders to avoid getting reprimanded again." Palacios also questioning her recent promotion with the Guam National Guard, alleging the senator made a statement to him that, quote, "women in the military have to expletive upwards to move upwards." We asked Senator Nelson about the post just hours before Palacios decided to take it down.
I will not give dignity to something that does not warrant dignity. That's all.
Nelson declined to further speak on the allegations. Palacios tells KUAM he removed it and, quote, did not want to continue to reflect negatively on the administration and especially a leader who has shown so much confidence in my abilities. The governor's spokesperson responded that it's his personal FB page in which he is voicing his opinions on a conversation he had, the administration providing no further comment. The feud started earlier this year when Palacios was appointed as Director of Guam Customs. Senator Nelson told the administration to nominate someone else for the job, stating, quote, "In this instance, the appointee lacked experience in the Customs and Quarantine Agency. There were a lot of allegations surrounding him, and there was a lot of public concern about his appointment." Palacios' appointment was never approved. He stepped down, the governor giving him the job as deputy of DOC on Monday.
The biggest concern is the qualifications and experience of an individual. And so because these things came up, we introduced 2 bills for Department of Corrections and also Customs and Quarantine to ensure that whoever will be the next director, if this bill should pass, they do meet qualification requirements with institutional knowledge of the agency that they will be in charge of.
Nelson hopes her proposed legislation is placed on the upcoming session agenda.
I believe that whoever is in the position as deputy director or director, I believe it is in their duty to do the right thing for the agency that they chair.
Okay.
It does not matter who they are or where they come from.
Meantime, Palacios says he's focusing on his new assignment and, quote, "I will not allow Senator Nelson to be disruptive and distracting like she was during my tenure at Customs." Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi Nick Delgado.
Nick also adds that Acting Speaker Therese Terlahi asked the governor to reconsider the appointment in order to remove the seeming endorsement of the appointee's behavior. Those are words. Adding, this behavior goes far beyond a disturbing disrespect for legislative oversight into the matters of DepCorps. Now, late today, Nelson took to Facebook responding to the attack, writing, quote, "While recent comments made by an Adelup appointee do not deserve the dignity of a response, it would also be unfair for me to remain silent. Allowing people in power to think that hurting women is acceptable is an injustice to all women." Well, it was a brazen daylight theft, as you want to be on the lookout for this hard-to-miss van stolen at the Wyndham Gardens on Ipao Road between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Tuesday afternoon. It carries medical supplies for the medical mission program sponsored by Dr. Thomas Shea and the Guam Medical Association. Anyone who spots a vehicle can call Guam Crime Stoppers. Their number, 477-HELP. Also tonight, could a former Guam police commander get his job back? Mark Charfus went before the CSC this evening discussing a motion to void the termination from the force. The case involves a 2016 incident down in Agate where Charfus was seen on police body camera footage yelling at junior officers responding to reports of fireworks. He was demoted and then fired, ultimately charged with misdemeanor obstructing governmental functions and official misconduct following the incident. Earlier this month, a judge declared a mistrial in the case after the responding officer testified that he believed Charfus was affiliated with the local gang Agate Bloodtown. Defense argued that testimony smeared Charfus' character and called for a mistrial. His case before the CSC was delayed until the court case was settled. There's no word yet when the prosecutor would take it back to court. Char first attended tonight's hearing, which has been continued until December the 11th. Well, big news now in weather, as of 5 p.m. today, Guam has been placed in condition of readiness 3. That's right. A tropical storm watch is in effect for Guam and Rota as meteorologists monitor what is now known as Tropical Depression 34W. It is intensifying and predicted to track south of Guam on Thanksgiving Day. Once again, here's Nick.
The system is expected to track midway between Yap and Guam.
It's going to be right on the holiday. Right now, the current forecasts keep it south of us, so there's damaging tropical storm force winds of around 39 miles per hour and greater. They're southwest of us, but it's only southwest by a hair.
Brandon Eidlet with the Guam National Weather Service says Guam is predicted to be in range of damaging winds, and meteorologists say any shift north would be bad news for us as we celebrate Thanksgiving.
Consider taking in things that are outside that would easily blow around. Your trash cans, lighter objects in the yard. If you parked your cars underneath the coconut trees, if there's any coconuts, dead palm fronds, those could fall out of the trees even with these types of winds.
Preparations needed as it is expected to bring increasing rains and thunderstorms on Thanksgiving into Black Friday.
For Thanksgiving preparations, consider indoor venues. You don't want to have outdoor a picnic under your tarps. The canopies would not be good, would not be very pleasant.
He adds the holiday isn't going to be a good day to hit the beach.
We're going to start seeing seas becoming choppier. Surf is going to be increasing. It's going to become hazardous for hazardous surf, strong rip currents, and people who have any boating plans. I would strongly consider staying on shore.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi Nick Delgado.
Now, we did live stream today's Heavy Weather Briefing. You can catch that on our Facebook page. Also tonight, it is perhaps the most fundamental rule of economics that money is exchanged for goods and services. So when Black Friday comes around each year, the calendar's undoubtedly most lucrative retailing day, it's usually considered a good thing. But our Chris Barnett now asks the question of how much impact this annual day, which is coincidentally a GovGuam holiday, has on your public sector.
The administration says GovGuam's Black Friday holiday comes with a $150,000 price tag, and that's just for the line agencies. Now keep in mind, it costs $810,000 a day to pay GovGuam employees, but since they're paid anyway, to say Black Friday cost taxpayers $1 million is not accurate. That's according to administration officials.
The cost for general fund line agencies is $150,000. That's to pay for primarily police officers, Guam Fire Department, those agencies, those critical agencies that need to stay open.
Governor Eddie Calvo signed an executive order last week declaring Black Friday a holiday again this year, and he said it was to reward GovGuam workers for their hard work and also because of signs Guam's economy is on the upswing. But as you may recall, just a few months ago, it was all doom and gloom. Police and fire stations shut down as the administration and the legislature battled over a budget crisis. So does that mean it was all a dream, or more appropriately, a nightmare?
Earlier this year, we absolutely were in a financial crisis.
Would you say that we're out of the woods now? Or?
I think we're definitely, on the right track to fiscal stability, and our economy is growing, it's strengthening. And again, the governor has said this, economists have said it, we're looking at a very strong economic future for our island.
Department of Administration Director Edward Byrne said the $150,000 figure was reached by figuring out the additional cost of people working on a holiday. Byrne calling it a, quote, preliminary estimate. And he says GovGuam would have to pay employees anyway, so giving employees the day off on Friday is not a new cost. The local taxpayers weren't so convinced a 4-day weekend for GovGuam is a good idea.
Kids have to make up their holidays because of typhoon, so they have to make up school days. But yeah, we're going to have Black Friday off.
While this man agreed Black Friday off for thousands of GovGuam employees would mean GovGuam workers will boost the economy by presumably shopping all day, he said it's not fair for the private sector workers.
We're all working, and then we're also paying for it too as well, So taxpayers paying for it probably shouldn't have to be paying for that.
Now this man said GovGuam deserves the day off.
Everybody deserves a pat on the back and awards.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Well, the Guam Election Commission will be working. They'll meet at 9 a.m. on Black Friday to count absentee and provisional ballots. Executive Director Maria Pangilinan says after the agency counts the ballots, we could be looking at the official end of the election.
We have scheduled certification for the same day.
Certification of election results would be the official green light for the Lou and Josh transition team to move forward and to begin making moves to take the reins from the Calvo-Tenorio administration. While GovGuam gets a day off on Friday, the GEC, as I said, definitely will be working.
Just be paid straight time, but they will be paid holiday pay and then straight time on top of that. So instead of getting paid for 8 hours, they'll get paid for 16 hours.
Now, Black Friday is also going to be the day that we know if a runoff election will take place. Preliminary math indicates Lou and Josh will likely hold on to the necessary 50% plus one vote required to seal the win. As the GEC estimates, they will tabulate about 300 ballots at the end of the week. Well, Congressman-elect Michael Sinicolas is back on island after completing his first week of congressional orientation in the nation's capital. He joined others with the historic incoming class of the 116th Congress, said to be one of the youngest and most diverse in United States history. The Congress members-elect familiarized themselves with the procedures of the House as well as their office budgets and the hiring process and the safety and security required for the Capitol. He also attended several high-level meetings and met with former Secretary of Health and Human Services and now Florida Congresswoman Donna Shalala, also the former president of the University of Miami, to discuss Guam's Medicaid issues. Stay tuned. We are back right after this.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
We value relationships because when we commit,
I love you guys until you're 80, until you're 90, until you're 100, forever.
We are in it for the long run, so you can enjoy the moments that matter. Because when we commit to relationships, we never stop caring. Calvo's Select Care, health care that is always there for you. Federal employees and annuitants enroll today.
These are our islands, and this is our Laddystone. This is what we stand for and who we are. For more than 35 years, we delivered connections that matter throughout the Marianas. First, via radio link, then by fiber optic cable. We launched the region's first 4G LTE network and continue to make our network faster and stronger. Telecommunications change the way our islands interact with the world, but not the heart behind those interactions. IT&E. Explore your world.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
We got regional headlines for you now. Here's KSPN2 News in Saipan.
Half a day Guam. Here are the top headlines for CNMI.
According to the Department of Fire and Emergency Medical Services, on Sunday morning, DFEMS received a call from DPS. Responders conducted a cliff line and dive search for the missing person. The diver is identified as John J. Jones, a 65-year-old Caucasian male. He was last seen outside the grotto and accompanied with 3 other divers. According to the companions, the victim motioned he was running low on air and showed no signs of distress and was still, quote, okay. Then, when entering back into the grotto while underwater, the other divers turned around and noticed the victim was no longer there. The divers notified grotto security and called for emergency help. And today, rescue operations continue. Stay with KSPN2 News for updates. Here at the Tinian Public Gymnasium is American Red Cross putting together kits. As you can see, they're here in the distribution center, taking the donations and also delivering them to the doorsteps of those in need.
We've received quite a lot of product. The first wave really came from FEMA and was mostly shelf-stable meals and water, which obviously is the most emergently, the emergency need. Red Cross donations, or actually Red Cross supplies that aren't necessarily donations, have come in as well. Things like cleanup kits, hygiene kits, things that can help make people live a little bit more comfortably while they're living outside and having their homes repaired. And then the third kind of category of donations we're receiving is in-kind goods.
These are goods that are donated from individuals and organizations outside of Tinian. And American Red Cross is delivering these donations to families.
This is the distribution center. We are serving about 2,200 meals per day out of this center, so we don't want people to come here because it'll just become too congested and become overrun. So we're working with local Tinians to basically help us load up trucks of kits to deliver out to families, and that's been very successful.
Servicing the community through this process.
Started to focus right away on the most vulnerable populations. So Manumku was the top list, and we work with the government to be able to service them first. Everybody agrees with that. There's never any challenges there. Folks with access and functional needs, or folks that are homebound, we're also at the very top of our list to get things out. And then as we go, we'll probably go district by district to really kind of flood the island with these supplies.
And these supplies include food, water, clothing, tarps, and more essentials to help get all to return back to normalcy.
There's a lot of progress happening here. A lot of the FEMA tents are going up, and you can see it on people's faces.
As American Red Cross stated, they are taking these kits of donations to the homes of people, as the shelters are now closed and those in need are staying in tents outside of their homes. Reporting in Tinian, I'm Adriana Cotero.
For more news, visit saipantv.com. For KSPN2, I'm Ashley McDowell.
Back on Guam, a public health inspection at a Tumon hotel has forced the shutdown of its lounge. Reviewing the Loti Hotel's executive lounge, inspectors found numerous live as well as dead cockroaches of multiple scales in the kitchen, storage area, and outer opening at both the entrance and exit doors. The lounge's last pest control report found heavy German roach activity. That's a quote. Though other public health violations only amounted to 16 demerits for a grade of B, the active roach infestation poses an immediate health hazard and forced the shutdown. The lounge will be reopened only after reinspection of 3 consecutive days with no signs of roaches. Well, your legislature met with conservation officers from the Department of Agriculture, and during that time, participants went through a list of fishing and hunting misdemeanors and felonies. Though some offenses they say should remain felonies, officers suggested some misdemeanors, like the use of explosives to fish, should also become felonies. But Lieutenant Mark Uggan, a conservation officer, argues that other hunting felonies can simply be violations, saying to him it's more feasible, instead of being bogged down for any length of time, that they could simply write a citation and move on. He also added that a fine will be enough to deter illegal fishing and hunting. Senators plan to continue to meet with officers to ensure there is enforcement of regulations to protect our natural environment. Now, you may already be feeling the Christmas spirit, ready to buy and decorate your fresh Christmas tree. But now the Customs and Quarantine Agency's Biosecurity Task Force do confirm that they are monitoring and certifying the treatment of fresh Christmas trees arriving to the island. So far, they've treated 5 containers with over 1,000 trees, wreaths, and garlands. Each container is sprayed with methyl bromide to stop the flow of pests or invasive species. Customs says the treatment is successful in eliminating beetles, ants, and spiders hitchhiking a ride to the island. Well, a proposed tourism business at one of the Port Authority's beachfronts has been on hold for 4 months. Businessman Gary Yang appeared at a port board meeting and said he's been waiting on a decision on a lease for his mini water park plan. Deputy Manager Alfred Duenas says the proposal remains under review and there are environmental issues still to consider.
Among the issues that we have to entertain is pretty much, is it part of the nesting ground for the turtles? On that particular area, that is a sandy beach area, and it has never been exposed to commercial use or public use, for that matter. It's a pristine area in the port, so it takes a while for us to make sure that the use is compatible with what is there already.
Laporte did not discuss a timeline for a decision and said Yang was free to find alternate sites if he could not wait. In other businesses, the board approved John B. Santos as new deputy manager of port operations to replace the retired Felix Pangilinan. Also tonight, there has been a 25% surge in Japanese arrivals, and GVB hopes it's a sign of the start of a possible rebound for the once dominant market. The spike in Japanese visitors comes as Guam recorded its second best October total ever, better than 121,000 visitors, a better than 7% year-over-year increase. Now, breaking down the key numbers, the average length of stay jumped by almost 40%. Korean visitors showed the most dramatic change from just under 4 days to more than 6 days. Total visitor expenditures rose 4.5%, with a weighted average of better than $1,200 per person. On island, dollars spent per person grew 2.5%, with a weighted average of almost $430. Well done. Please stay tuned. Sports is up next.
Join the thousands who switched to GTA's handset payment option.
Now I can get the freshest new phone at any time.
My payments are based on my finances.
No more contracts for me. It's time to get the phone I want when I want it.
With HBO, I get to choose.
Call or visit GTA today to learn more about HBO, the most customizable phone plan on island, only at GTA.
How easy is it to earn reward points using the Alpha Plus app? Here, let me show you. Simply register with the all-new Alpha Plus app and earn reward points while making purchases at your favorite stores you already shop at. Just present the app to any authorized representative to earn your points. Now that was easy. Alpha Plus, make every day a plus.
Everyone saves money on Black Friday, but at Cars Plus and Mighty, you can save all month long during our Black Friday sales event. Right now, save up to $10,500 on a new Ram 1500, or save up to $6,000 on a new Chrysler 300. How about a new Chrysler Pacifica? Save up to $4,000. Buy today and receive a Cars Plus value card, where you'll get 21 cents off per gallon at all Shell stations. Get great deals all month during Cars Plus Black Friday sales event. Cars Plus, driven by you.
At Pizza Hut, we're more than just $7.99 medium one-topping pizzas. Whoa, wait, medium pizzas? For $7.99? And all these sides. $7.99? I'm speechless. The new $7.99 lineup, because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Wait, what? Everyone's excited about the Chevy vehicles at the Chevy Black Friday sales event.
I could get used to this. Wow.
And you will be too when you get 0% financing on our award-winning Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs.
How is that even possible?
Now get 0% financing for 72 months on popular 2018 and 2019 Chevy models. Or make no monthly payments until next year. The Black Friday sales event ends soon.
Call, click, or visit AK Chevrolet for a test drive today.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. I'll get you some programming news on your NFL game schedule for this Friday on the stations of KUAM. But first off, some footage from the Triple J 5K and 10K family run. Check it out. The 13th annual Triple J family 10K and 5K run, the Bubble Color Run, saw 2,000 finishers cross the line at the Triple J Auto Group main location in Upper Tumon next to Kmart. Crossing the line first overall in the 10K was Derek Mandel with a time of 33:02. Carlos Leon Guerrero finished second at 33:33, followed by Derek Hamry with a time of 36:08. Shakira Esme finished first overall in the women's division for the 10K at 45:08. Ben Middlebrook was first overall in the 5K at 18 minutes for the men's division. And in the women's 5K, Emily Burgess finished first at 22:23. 2018 FD Alumni Masters Basketball. Sanchez taking on class of 98 2000. Nick Santos with the bounce pass to Romeo Sanchez. Romeo with the answer drains the deep ball for 98 2000. Farron with the bounce pass to Brett Casemiro. Nice pass to Reggie Rechabon cutting to the basket. Nick Santos left open up top. Too much space by the defense. Santos bangs out the shot from downtown. Murph Dog goes baseline. Nice